Hi, I'm Wheeler Winston Dixon, James Ryan Professor of Film Studies at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and I'd like to speak today about the career of three great special effects artists who defined special effects in the 20th and now the 21st century. First up is Willis O'Brien, known as Obie. Willis O'Brien started out making short animated films, and then his first big hit in 1925, The Lost World, but he is forever associated with King Kong in 1933, for which he did stop-motion special effects involving little miniatures of King Kong, Fay Ray, dinosaurs, and these things were basically moved frame by frame by frame by frame in the most painstaking fashion, so that, for example, one sequence, the sequence where Kong fights off a pterodactyl that's trying to take Fay Ray away on the edge of a cliff, took 6 weeks to film and lasts about 45 seconds on the screen. Very labor intensive. While he's making these films, at the same time a young teenager is born, Ray Harryhaussen. And Ray Harryhaussen idolizes Willis O'Brien and begins to work with him as an apprentice, and together they make Mighty Joe Young in 1949. Mighty Joe Young is sort of King Kong done in a lighter vein. It's again about a giant ape, but it's a much sweeter film than King Kong. It wins the Academy Award for Best Special Effects in 1949, and Harryhaussen goes on to his own career then, making things like Earth versus the Flying Saucers, Jason and the Argonauts, The Golden Voyage of Sinbad, and again takes special effects and stop-motion animation to new heights with very incredibly complex sequences in Jason and the Argonauts, for example, where Jason fights 7 animated skeletons, again all animated a frame at a time. But somebody's watching Ray Harryhausen's work, and that person is Phil Tippett. Phil Tippett starts out making stop-motion animation work, but soon moves into digital. His big breakthrough film is Jurassic Park. He's one of many people who work on it, but his work stands out as being particularly good. He then goes on to do special effects for Starship Troopers, directed by Paul Verhoeven, and his arachnid warriors in the film are a sight to behold. The special effects in a film, I think, digitally have never been bettered. He goes on to do work on the Twilight series and numerous other films, and Phil Tippett is now the person who is the go-to person for visual special effects in Hollywood. So we have three giant figures: Willis O'Brien, who starts things with King Kong; Ray Harryhaussen, who picks it up with the Sinbad series and with things like Jason and the Argonauts; and Phil Tippett, who takes stop-motion animation and moves it into the digital era with films such as Starship Troopers and Jurassic Park, and basically makes special effects limitless in terms of the human imagination. I'm Wheeler Winston Dixon, and this is Frame by Frame.